Hello, hello, hello and welcome. Hi, how are you? Hi, I am going to give you a review of Slay the Spire 2. Now, I didn't know if I wanted to do a Slay the Spire 2 review because, of course, everybody and their mom has probably reviewed it already. But I have played about 23 hours of the game, and Steam was like, "Would you recommend this game?" And I would. So, and I know that's gonna something that somebody would usually tell you by the end of the video. So you stay tuned and find out. Nah, man. If you just came here to see if I recommended this video or this game, I highly do. On a caveat that you like roguelike deck builders. Um, and what I mean by that is I do. I love roguelike deck builders. This one's been a breath of fresh air. I know that it had a really big build up, and a lot of people liked Slay the Spire 1. But the reason why I say that is I do like the fact that they added the multiplayer on there. I love roguelikes and deck builders, and it's super cool that I can playing with my friends, and we could definitely tell each other like, "Hey, man, why did you get me jacked up?" So, being that said, guys, let me go ahead and here's another thing that's going to be kind of fun on this one. This is going to be a guided actual review, and what I mean by that is I'm going to use Minimap. So if you guys don't know what Minimap is a social media site for gamers, where you can go review games. You attach all of your, you can attach your Switch count, your Xbox count, your Steam account, your PlayStation account, and it'll link all of your achievements there and all your games. It keeps track of how long you've been playing them, all that stuff. You can go in and review them. You can go talk to other people about video games. I love the place. I am a partner content creator and an ambassador for them, but I have not been asked to make this video, so it is not sponsored. I just thought it'd be fun to use kind of the review system to do, I don't know, a review kind of like in real time. I know that you guys are going to watch this later as recorded, but I'm going to do this like right in front of you guys and just kind of have fun with it. You know what I mean? Just show you guys what I really love about the game and kind of talk out my review while we're doing it. And I'm going to show you how you could do that on Minimap as well. So as I pull it up, right, boom, here's Minimap. And when you come into Minimap, you can click on review when you go to post, and you can decide what you're going to post. I'm going to rate Slay the Spire 4.5 ratings. I really like it. My status is I'm still playing it. Let's put here Rogue. I always get confused when it comes to rogue light and like. Is it like roguelike or roguelite? So let's look on here really quick before I mess it up. It's roguelike. I have dyslexia, guys. Don't give me a hard time, or you can if you want. I don't care. Just put it down in the comments. Roguelike deck builder. I'm addicted to. So basically, I've been playing it. I haven't been able to play very much. But when I do get time to play, this has been the game that I've been pulling up to play, right? And so what we're going to do is when I'm done with all of this, I'm actually going to highlight. So if you're a content creator and you're not using Minimap, you're kind of, you possibly could be okay. I'm sure there's a lot of content creators that do game reviews, stuff like that don't need it. But one thing is cool about this is you could take your reviews and you could put it in here as a video. And when people come to click on the review, they can also see the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go enter, and I'm going to actually put the video here, but I'm going to keep typing here, right? And then, of course, down here, we got all this stuff that we're going to go ahead and review. But first, I'm going to do my opening. So I'm going to say Slay the Spire is the deck roguelike. Remember, because I didn't know how to do that very good. Roguelike deck builder. Why do I always put deck builder together? I think it's because that I can't stop playing. So we're going to start out with that, right? And so first that's just our main thing right there. Now we're also going to talk about with you guys, but they're going to be able to know that anyways, but I'm going to talk about with you guys who made Slay the Spire 2 in case you guys have never heard of them. Slay the Spire 2, of course, comes from Mega Crit. Cool story about them is they actually had to stop making this game completely and on the engine they were using because they didn't like the fact that the people who we're going to be using that engine. We're expecting them to give them all like a certain amount of money per download of the game. They said no, we're going to do something else. And they went with a whole different engine. So it's pretty cool. This is a pretty fun game. I really like it. It's got a mostly positive at 61,840, 840, overwhelmingly positive at 43,000. Like that's pretty good. It came out March 5th. Mega Crit made it. If you go look at Mega Crit, I think they have like 2 games: Slay the Spire, which I also have the other Slay the Spire, which is dope, and then Slay the Spire 2, right? So they're doing great. Great company. I like the fact that they kind of stuck it to the man. I can't remember what the first engine they were using, but now they use Godot, which is really cool because it's a free one, right? So yeah, played 23 something hours of it. If you want to see it in my home library to see that I'm not just joshing you on that one, right? 23 hours played, loving it. Yeah, so let's get into the actual reviewing of the game. So first things first, what's the criteria? So we could put all the different criteria. Let's talk about graphics first, right? I'm going to give the graphics a 4.5. So let's look at the graphics real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and start a game. Slay the Spire 2. One thing I'm going to tell you about the graphics I like. I don't know if this is necessarily what you guys would consider the graphics to be, but the graphics to me are kind of like, it looks like a storybook came to life with like some painting aspects to it. And I might be off on that, and you guys might have a different word for what this type of graphics is. But yeah, that's how I would definitely do it. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit a single player campaign because, you know, my friends aren't playing. I still haven't unlocked this. I haven't beat Act 3 yet. Don't judge me. I've had 20 something hours and I still haven't got Act 3. There's a lot of really neat characters, all different abilities, right? You got the Ironclad, which is actually pretty dope. He's like the first one you start out with, but he's pretty cool. And then the Silent, I really like the Silent because I love poisoning people in all games. The Regent's dope. He's like a king god thingy, and I don't know, he does all this crazy stuff. It's pretty cool. This one's my favorite aesthetically, just the way they look. She or he is a skeleton, but I love how that like he's got nothing really holding up his skull, and you can just see the flame is holding him up. And this is Otzi. I think I'm saying that right. Osti, sorry. His companion type thing that actually takes damage for you. So you can actually build up Otzi and it can take damage. And then you guys split the damage. So that's pretty cool. This guy's the Necrobinder. Okay. And then you have the Regent, the Necrobinder, and then the Defects. So this guy was in the first game, I remember. He's like a robot and he has these little orbs above his head. He's super cool. He's a lot of fun. I honestly like playing with all these characters. To be fair with you, I'm gonna hit random just for fun. Boom, we got her. So as we look at the graphics too, right? So of course this guy, he's the first guy that ever meets you. Every time you get to one of these places, you can go ahead and pick something from them. I'm gonna upgrade a card. We're not really trying to get crazy with it right now. We're really just doing a review, right? So as you can see the graphics, and see this is your little scroll, and you can choose which path you want to go. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Remember that. But I just want to kind of come into a fight and see these graphics. So see how it's very like, I like how you can see the movement and everything. It's not stiff, but it looks like it's something you would see out of a book, right? And we're going to go ahead and attack them. Boom. And then after we attack them, we're going to go pause, right? And then we're going to come here. And we're going to go in here and we're going to write exactly what we just said about the graphics of the game. So the graphics, we're going to get a 4. So right here, we're going to put graphics. Look like, or remind me of a painting style storybook, right? Something you would see a fantasy book for, just say something you would see in a fantasy book, right? I think that's pretty nose on. I don't know how you guys feel about that for graphics, but if we look at the graphics, like, it's very gorgeous, very beautiful, but like if you look real close, you can tell that these guys are, they look like they're painted from a book, right? And so let's do one more block. Let's hit this guy, hit me, and see how the action looks when he hits you. Boom. They don't actually make contact with you, of course. They do the little spinning thing. But the cards are pretty cool looking too. There's a lot of really neat cards. And there's some very neat characters, right? Let's just do one more attack and then let's do another attack. And then in turn. Boom. Right? So pretty much all you could really say about it. The graphic, everything kind of has the same look to it, right? You see the background is painted. Even though it's painted, you can still see the waters moving. Like, I really like those details, right? So then, or you know what? Let's just let's let it play in the background while we pop back over to minimap, and then let's look at the next thing it's asking us, right? And so graphics, I'm gonna also put on here, and then let's put Steam, right? No, just Steam. No, just Steam. I don't know why I did that. Next item we want to add, let's add the next thing right after graphics. What is that? Oh, I don't remember optimization, but let's put optimization on there. I think it's pretty optimized. Like, I haven't had any issues with it. I'll give that also a 4.5 out of 5. Optimization, let's think. What technically is optimization, right? And so, is it playable? Is there any glitches? I have not had any bugs really that I've noticed in this game, and if you have, please put it down in the comments. But I haven't noticed any bugs at all from this game, to be honest with you, or anything that isn't, I don't feel optimized. The only thing that I would say that was kind of weird is when I first had to learn how to use these potion slots, and I'll show you later, you have to click and then drag it over. I didn't understand that at first, not gonna lie, but I mean, I'm slow, so that's what it is, you know what I mean? But optimization, I feel like it's pretty, like, you know, it gives you like a good sense of what you need to do, right? You use your cards, beat them up, yada, yada, yada. So let's go ahead and pop back into old minimap. Let's put optimization right underneath that. Optimization. Did I spell it right? Yeah, you're right. I'm looking down at the thing to make sure I spelled right. Game has not, let's put has not really given me any bugs that I have noticed. And the gameplay feels very intuitive and fluid, right? I skipped the tutorial and was able to pick up combat almost immediately. Says the guy who's not through Act 3 yet. Oof. All right. Let's hit enter. All right. What's the next item on the list? Let's grab sound. How do we feel about the sound? Okay. So I'm going to also give this one a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5 on here. Just cause it's not bad. I mean, I'm not against it. Like, it's a pretty good one. But let's listen to the audio a little bit. Let's listen to music. So the whole game has this kind of orchestrative vibe. This, like you're watching a movie, and I love that. And then so let's listen to some of the action maneuvers. Like, he's got 10. Let's do this. Boom, boom. The shield sound, which I just stepped my mic on. But let's do an attack. Let's see what the attack sounds like. Right? He's dead. Did you hear the sound effects as the guts came out of him, right? And then the jingling of the coins as they go into your purse. So it's got really good sound effects. I feel like the music is really beautiful. Let's do this. Let's pull up the sounds menu here. I love it. It makes it feel like I'm watching like a show as a kid. You know what I mean? So let's go in and let's put that in there too. Let's do that. You guys ready? Are you guys bored yet? You loving this? I'm loving it. Don't worry. This is how I always talk. Music, or no, it's sound, right? Sound. Game sound. Let's put music. is orchestrative. Oh yeah, I knew I'd mess that up. Hold on one second. Is orchestrative not a word? This but orchestrated. And makes me feel as if I am watching a high fantasy movie as a young kiddo. The sound effects are fun, and when you use a shield, you feel or you hear the shield pull up, and when the enemies die, which is one of my favorite parts, depending on what type, make appropriate squishy noises. Let's see what happens. Let's boom. So this is how you guys know no AI is not writing this for me, right? You're like, brother, this is bad. And you know that's how you know. Convenience. How convenient is the game? Let's talk about that really quick. So the game is pretty convenient. It's got a very, like, as you can see, I haven't even been through tier 3 and I've already played 20 hours of it. There's been so many times when I've gotten calls from like work or like a friend, and they're like, hey man, they're talking to me, and I'll literally pull this game up and I won't even put my headphones on sometimes, and I'll just play it because that's how convenient it is, right? By the way, I hate these guys. I don't hate them. They're actually pretty cool. But when you take them out, it's funny because when you take one out, don't waste your block because the other one's going to be stunned. You might as well just hit the other one. You know what I mean? That's what you want to do on this guy right here. He's going to get me for 3, right? So convenience is super easy to pull up and play. I have not had an issue at all yet. I could play it and have a full conversation with somebody and not even like, not gonna lie, I don't know how the devs are gonna feel about me saying this, but I could be pretty brain dead to play this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. And not saying that there's not a strategy. Like, you definitely have to be smart to be good at the game. I mean that I could just pull it up and play it, and if I die, like, I'm not gonna panic, right? Like, because it's not gonna see, he's out, but there's nothing else. I don't really need to waste any of this. If I lose 2, I'm not gonna be upset. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, just start again. I know some people might, but I'll just start again and play again, do another round, right? Because I am actually looking forward to playing it, so I might as well just, throw in on it. So, being that said, where do I think this game's convenience sits at? We're gonna put convenience. We're gonna put here the convenience is 5. We're gonna put 5. I know that sounds crazy. Game is super convenient to play. I know with multiplayer, with the multiplayer aspect, some people might want to wait for their friends, which that's the kind of person I am. However, let's do however, comma. We only need one. I could play this game as well and not even be concentrating too hard on the gameplay, and meanwhile having full-blown conversations with people because it's an easy, I don't want to say dummy proof game, but because it's a, what would you say? It is a conveniently paced at your own pace game. Let's put that. I don't know. In the comments, guys, if you are like, hey, you should have done this or that, please do that for me. I don't really mind. I like criticism. It's pretty cool because sometimes when you get criticized, the price So the price, we're just going to say price wise, it was, and I'm going to show you the Steam page real quick for it. So let's go to the store page. So indie games are becoming kind of a little bit bigger, which of course, you know, it's going to cost a little bit more. However, I will say this game is, I bought it on sale when it was less than $24.99. I bought it when it first came out. Do I think it was worth $24.99? Absolutely. But like I said, I've been playing the crap out of it. And it's one of those games that they definitely put a lot of work into. And I don't feel like I got slighted at all for that $24.99. For some people who've never played Slay the Spire or rogue deck building type game, this might give you pause. However, I kind of feel like this isn't too bad for this game. Like, I think it's a pretty well on price point. So we're gonna go back. I'm gonna put price is 4.5, right? Say price point is appropriate to the level of game design, enjoyment, and overall playability, as well as replayability. Let's hit that. Let's see what this is. If the 24 that's USD, so that's United States dollar, right? Gives you pause. That is understandable. However, for my enjoyment and from what I have gotten from the game, I think it's on point. We would all like stuff to be cheaper, right? Sometimes, but sometimes when you really get down to the brass taxes, these guys did a lot for this game, and the game is, I feel like, is worth it. Sometimes you just gotta be like, was it worth it? I think so. I'm gonna say that much right now, and that's not because I like the game either. There's been games that I've seen that have been priced that I played the demo and I really liked, and once I got down to it, I was like, I don't know about that. Let's give this one all 5s on controls. Let's talk about controls. How easy are the controls? Here's your cards. Controls are not hard. I'm using a mouse. Wee, wee, wee. Look at my mouse, right? And then you just have to look. Here's the deck. Boom, boom, easy. Hit them again. Boom, down. Not hard. Grab, pull, right? Same thing with when you get a potion. So you get another card. You just click to pick on what card you want, right? Boom. Controls, of course, when you want to scroll up and down on the thing, you grab it with the mouse, you look up and down so you can see what route you want to take. This is another pretty cool part of the game, is figuring out, oh, right, I want to go this way, I want to go this way. It's pretty smooth. Like, it's a pretty fun adventure. And you don't see a lot of lore for these games. So what does this do? It gives draw 3 cards. So you click on it, you drink it. Boom, I could draw 3 cards. So you see how that's it's quite nice. We're gonna hit this dude with weak. We're gonna toss some bouncing poison on him. Boop, 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 right? And then we're gonna throw some more poison on him, because why not? He's gonna hit us for 8. It is what it is. Ooh, right? And then we're gonna pull this bad up. And we're gonna go to controls. Let's talk about controls in here. Let's type up what we think about the controls. Mouse mainly. Controls are super easy. Not much, or legitimately think I have just used my mouse the whole time to point and click or drag. Boom. Controls are pretty easy. There's not a whole lot that goes to controls. Can't really mess up controls, right? For a game like this. And narrative. Let's talk about the narrative. Now, the narrative, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm not going to give it a full thing. Why I'm saying 4 is while you're playing the game, there's not much story. However, I will say this. There is a lot of lore behind Slay the Spires. But from what I found out or what I know, unless there's something I'm missing, the lore isn't in, what is this, compendium? So relic collection, card library, potion and B-share, character stats, run histories. I don't know if there's a place in the game that actually does the stories. I haven't seen it yet, and I really haven't been interested in to do it. However, I am interested in the story of the characters because the characters are actually pretty cool, and they kind of give hints here and there of what like they were, what they're there for. Right, when you come back with the Necrobinder, he talks about he's got to kill somebody because they killed him, and he's got revenge or something. And then each person has their own little thing. My friend actually did look up the lore for a lot of these characters. And when he was telling me the lore, he's also, you know, a dungeon master. So you know how dungeon masters are in D&D, right? Some of the lore is pretty cool, but I think it's like off site. In fact, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do something crazy. We're going to save and quit. Let's go to the front and see if there's anything here that talks about story before I even go on. Compendium, multiplayer, abandon run, continue. See, so I don't see any, what is timeline? Okay, that's where you unlock all the apothecaries, play and run with every character, bigger, you know. Oh, so I guess this is some of the stuff you unlock will actually tell you some stuff about the people, right? The ironclad, a warrior from faraway land, entered the spire driven by pure instinct and accused blood. Accursed blood. I'm really sorry, guys. Holy cow. He has lost all reason and identity. Who will prevent this accident shall perish. Close. And I think as you play the characters, some other stuff unlocks for them, of course, right? So there's some things you can get from here. Stories along the journey. So you can see there's little hints here from the cards, but I guess there's like an actual like lore. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really get into lore. This is a sick picture, by the way. Imagine as a poster. That'd be dope. It looks like the Necronomicon. And I think this is the Necrobinder. Yeah, so the young explorer unlatched the forbidden grimoire. Magic from another time and place explode outward as weightless dark smoke overwhelms the curious one. She gains the... Oh, it's a she. My bad, y'all. She gains the understanding of life and death, but at the cost of her skin, her hair, organs rapidly rot away as her soul is forcibly bound into the locket and in her pocket. The grimoire whispers, "If I die, you die." And so that's the Necrobinder. Necrobinder, sorry. So there is some cool stuff, but I think there's even more stories. And I like some of this stuff. The fact that it doesn't tell you all of it. And I know this sounds weird, but when you have to go play the game to get it, like I think that's pretty cool too. You know what I mean? So you could continue your run, right? You don't have to give up. If you, like, say your mom's like, "Jonathan, get down here and take out take out the trash. You're playing that video game too long." You can pause it. Like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm coming." And then, hook your mom up, man. She gave birth to you. So hook her up. Don't be a jerk. You know what I mean? Get that trash out, bro. So we're going to put on here. We're not going to put the Jonathan part, guys. Okay, I apologize. Narrative. Hidden within the epoch, there is some lore and story. I have not unlocked much story beyond that, but I have not made it through Act 3 either. That is why I am only giving this game's narrative a 4. Right? And as you guys can see, I'm pretty generous with most of my stuff. Some people might would have gave it less, but I have heard that there is lore for this game in other places, and love the characters in the game enough I know I'll probably go find it. However, comma, for the game, it wasn't as present. Now, narrative might be something else. I don't know. That's what I think of narrative. So if you guys can think of what narrative is more, then let me know. So how long have we played this game? Let's see. Check this out. This is another cool thing on Minimap. Import playtime. It literally imported the playtime because it knew it. Start date. Why is this red? Why is this red? When did I start playing the game? Does it stay on Steam when I start playing it? Let's go to library. Oh no, go away. I actually don't even know when I started playing this game, to be honest with you. It was before, a while ago, I bought the game. I started playing it, I think. March 21st, played Slay the Spire for the... Yay! It was March 21st. 20 days after my birthday. Just saying it, boys and girls. So March 21st, I started playing the game. Apply. And then end date. I don't have an end date yet. So I'm actually going to do this really quick. I'm going to grab all this too because I don't want to lose it. I'm going to copy it. I'm not going to close that out as far as my thing because I'm actually going to use the video for this to post into my thing. So when people go click on it, they can watch the video and see. And I'm also going to post that into my YouTube. So yeah, this was the game, guys. I really love it. Slay the Spire 2, 23 hours in. Haven't even been through Act 3. Human garbage. But if you guys want to help me out to get through Act 3, send me a comment. Be my friend on here. We'll play together. I already have one friend I play with, but I can always use more. Thank you guys so much for your time. And if you guys love deck builders that are roguelikes, I mean, here's your jam. I guarantee you will not be sad about purchasing said game. All right, that's it. Bye. That's all I got. Go away.